right, guys, let's connect it up here. June 26th, 2022, coming at you live stream. Going to talk about a bunch of different things. Walking Dead universe, of course, a bunch of different shows. So let's wait for YouTube to catch up and people to join and all that jazz. So hopefully you guys are doing well. It's been a crazy week. We'll get into that. Don't worry what's been going on. And so, man, like I said, it's one of those crazy weeks. I'm ready for July. I mean, anybody else ready for July here? I'm ready to get out of this month into July for Comic-Con and all the other stuff on there too. So, but either way, guys, we're here. We're doing well. Sunday Fun Day, June 26th, 2022, coming at you for the live stream. So we're going to talk about the Walking Dead universe, obviously. There's not much to talk about it. Animal Kingdom is a show on TNT that I really enjoy. It's the final season of that. The Boys on Amazon. Stranger Things will be back this Friday for the final 2 episodes of season, is it 5, I think? Season 4 or 5, whatever it is. And then other shows that we're watching as well. Obi-Wan, Ms. Marvel, anything else you want to talk about as well. I'm going to have my, review discussion topic about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on Monday. I'll post it on Monday. Watched that movie over the weekend on Disney Plus, and I'm glad I watched it on Disney Plus and didn't go to the movie theater because it's a different kind of Marvel movie, that's for sure. So if you guys recommend any shows or anything, just post it in the top chat. We're always here to have a good time, and just shows that I've never thought about that maybe people want to know about or discuss or recommend or say a little bit about it. I am excited to talk about a bunch of different shows, Walking Dead included. Now, we don't have much Walking Dead news because there's not much going on. Walking Dead Season 11 is done and filmed. Well, we don't have an exact date when it's going to come out. I'm hoping it's end of September, early October, like there's been some reports, but we don't have anything confirmed just yet. Tales of the Walking Dead looks to be starting in August 14th. And so next month, which starts on Friday, this July 1st, we're going to have Comic-Con. So Comic-Con is July 21st through the 24th. I don't know when the panels are for The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead or if we're getting a Tales of the Walking Dead or what are we getting with that. We just don't know yet. There's been no lineup set in San Diego. So it's interesting there too. So Mark, thank you for starting it off. He says, Mark Wright, why are you bad-mouthing other YouTubers? So let's talk about it a little bit, Mark. So am I bad-mouthing anybody? Let's talk about the thing that's happened on there. So Wednesday I woke up and I had some messages or some comments on YouTube. And I take pride in YouTube. So I respond or look at the messages or comments and everything as well. And I saw a couple messages, I keep calling them messages, comments about my subscriber count and how it was going down and another channel was going up. And it was just weird. And I was like, okay. And yeah, we had some drop off. We lost some subscribers over the summer. And, The Walking Dead's not in session. So some people drop off and some accounts get closed. And, it's different. So that happened. And I was like, okay. And then I saw another thing that says hashtag unsub from the PT channel. Hashtag unsub from the PT channel. And then it mentioned another YouTube channel. And I was like, what the heck is this? And then it's like, what? There was enough of them that went around. And I should have took more screenshots of them. And then I saw another comment from, I think his name was Walking Scott. And he says, hey, Brian, enjoying your videos lately or loving the videos lately. Just so you know, there's a campaign from the YouTube channel, the different YouTube channel that I don't really want to mention their name, right? So, and he said there's a campaign for them to unsub from your channel. And I'm like, whoa, that's weird because stuff came up with it. And then there was other comments on the same time. And they were including that person's name or the YouTube channel's name. So I was like, what? What's going on here? That's pretty crappy. If that's actually happening, if there's an actual campaign. So and then there was another message saying, in their members section or something. So I don't know if it was on Discord or if it was on YouTube or what. So So yeah, we figured these people will be coming in here, which is funny. So yeah, just we're gonna get a bunch of people, because you know where to find me at 1 o'clock here on the live stream. So you know where people are going to be there too. So it's going to be a bunch of people are going to be here for it, right? So I'm just explaining what's going on. So you can stand with whoever you want. You can believe whoever you want there too. Yeah. So you can make other accounts and other names and other stuff on there too. So it happens. People do it all the time, especially when people get blocked. They make a new name and stuff, and they come back, and it happens all the time on here too. People come and they run their mouth and they disrespectful and rude, boop, block, delete, gone, and somehow they come back with the same name or a similar name or whatever. So it happens all the time. So you can make stuff over and over again. So then I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So then I put a message up, and there's enough messages on there as well, or comments. Sorry, I keep saying messages, but comments on it. So I was like, well, how should I respond to this? Like, this is harassment. This is, just disrespectful, rude stuff. And there's been problems with this channel in the past, and their subscribers and all this stuff, and the person's denied stuff. It's just how it went. And it was never their channel there too. So, yeah. But, it's okay, because this is what people are going to do. And it's just something that is going to happen over and over again, because people don't have a life sometimes. And so I made a video saying what's been happening, defending my side and having there as well, right? So I made a video about it, showing what has happened there. And I'm ready to just explain my side and have some sort of, defense of myself, right? So I make the video, and I go to work and see patients on there too. So I check on Instagram, and I get a bunch of messages from the person on the YouTube channel. Again, I didn't go out of my way to do anything. It was what was happening on my channel. I didn't say anything about this person. I didn't do anything. They're just what came to my channel, and I discussed it. So then the person didn't like it, obviously, because if it paints them in a negative light, they have to control things and whatever too as well. So he sent me like a bunch of messages, or super long messages. Like, it was a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, look, man, I'm just defending my side. I'm saying this. And the person said he had nothing to do with it and didn't want to do this. And he said a bunch of times, like, you got to trust me for this. And he swears he didn't do this, and he doesn't condone this, and he doesn't do that. You got to take the video down. You got to do this. You got to do this. And I'm like, well, I'm just saying what happened to me, and I'm showing people what's going on, because you could be saying one thing and doing another, and you could just be lying to me right now, or you could be saying this and whatever, right? And then it's just a bunch of messages and messages and messages, and it's just so long, and I should have just blocked it and whatever. Should have just got done with it. But I had a heart, and I kind of felt bad, but that's gone. I should have learned from previous stuff with this person. No, right? So all day, it's just messages and messages. I'm trying to go to work, and I'm trying to do this, and it's just harassing me and telling me that he's going to sue me, and it's going to be defamation. There's some law firm that's this, and it's defamation. You got to take it down, and you got to do this, and it's just got to be that. And yeah, so it's all right. I'll handle it, guys. If I see something here, I'll just block them and remove them from it as well. So and the other thing that came up was the topic of clickbait, right? So clickbait is everywhere. And it's interesting because you link people in with clickbait because you think, when I think clickbait, I think you're going to have a thumbnail and a title and or picture and or whatever, and it says something like, can you believe this actress? She looks like this now. Right? And I'm like, you click on it and there's no picture there. There's no thing. It's just ad after ad after ad after ad after ad after ad, another ad and an ad. So all the ads come up and you never get to see it. That's clickbait. It's baiting to click it. It's baiting you to click it because you want to see it, right? So it's just funny how the thing is that that's clickbait to me. Not having a thumbnail and a title with a question mark to say we're going to discuss this and break it down. Or you can make thumbnails with Photoshop stuff and it's great and it looks great. And then you're saying explained or confirmed or legit or whatever stuff to make it have the stuff that goes that way. And it's not there again, but it's a theory. But your thumbnail looks great because it's great Photoshop work and whatever. So then people click on it and whatever. And then, you can control who watches stuff and how you can control things on that. But I have legit subscribers and people that are here, and, I discuss things. So it's easy to call things clickbait. That's like lazy. Calling someone clickbait on YouTube or social media is just lazy. Like, what else you got? It's just hilarious. It's just hilarious, right? But it's calling something clickbait online and social media, like everything can be considered clickbait. Great. It's just, it's hilarious. But so The Walking Dead there's nothing going on with the Walking Dead universe. There's filming for Fear the Walking Dead, I believe, in Savannah, Georgia. And I believe there was a casting call for some kids last week or whatever. And so they're filming away. I don't know of any information about that in Savannah. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen with that. I would love to see and get some information about it. There's going to be new people from The Walking Dead or previous people from The Walking Dead on there too. So we'll have to see. So back to my story about the chaos this week. And it was crazy because my mom got in a car accident on a Wednesday, had surgery on a Thursday. 2 weeks later, I'm dealing with this crap on a Wednesday, stuff on Thursday. You're like crazy, right? So, yeah. But it's funny, right? How it goes from people are going to attack me on here, but I'm the bad guy, right? So let's flip it around, how people were coming to my channel and saying all this stuff on the comments about unsub from the PT channel and you're losing subscribers and this person's gaining subscribers and this and that. So it was kind of weird how stuff was coming together. But I'm a terrible person for sticking up for myself, right? That's ridiculous. And my message is stand up for yourself. Don't let these bullies and harassing people from that channel, if this person denies everything, it's not me. Why do you let people bother you in the comments? It's not me. Well, it's people from your channel or referencing your channel, so something to do with that, right? And then also, it's not you in the person's name or the username or on Instagram or whatever, but it's people sticking up for you or having your back and harassing and bullying. So who's the real person here? You or the group or whatever, that channel, not me. I'm the one sticking up for myself. So always stick up for yourself. I did martial arts since I was a little kid, and it was all about protecting yourself, not being the aggressor, but don't let people push you around and bully you around and harass you. We ain't got time for that, right? It's just ridiculous as well. So people can just say whatever they want to say, and they're going to. They'll come in here and have the little comments and say, oh, I can't believe you're doing this, bro. You did it, right? And you make up BiscuitMan92, which is a new user, which is hilarious, right? It's just one of those things where, like, do you think we're stupid, man? Do you think any person is stupid to not think you can just make another username? You can have 1,500 different names on Instagram and Facebook and all this other stuff and all these different accounts. It's called catfishing and calling other things. So don't think we're dumb, right? It's just hilarious how they think we're going to get away with this. And the person gets blocked on Thursday, and then Saturday morning, I have another person vouching for this person and sticking up for them, saying how terrible I am, right? It's just like, come on, let's put stuff together like that. Like, put 2 and 2 together, let's be detectives and have it there as well, right? So, and it made me think about this in a way, like, I've always thought about in the zombie apocalypse or the end of world scenario, you can just make up whatever you want, right? Like Eugene did. Like Eugene made up the idea that he was a scientist and he could do it because he could put up a game. He could put up some BS. He could have a story that he was white T. Brooks Ellis, weapon diseases to fighting disease. Like he had his whole little spiel and his story, and he was very smart and he could do all that and he had skills and he had knowledge. So Abraham bought into it. You could do that in the zombie apocalypse. So you could say whatever you wanted and get away with it somewhat. No one's going to check your credentials and your licensing and whatever. Be like, yeah, I'm a doctor. Let me into your community. And then you're like, no, I'm not a doctor. Actually, I just wanted to be in the community. And then they kick you out, but you were safe for a couple of days and whatever there too, right? Same thing online. There's a thing, you can be a fake guru on Facebook, on Instagram or whatever. Like, I have the knowledge, do this, do that. You could say all these different things, what you are, because they're not checking your credentials, right? You could say whatever you want on social media or Facebook or Instagram or whatever and have a whole bunch of things, and not actually be the credentialed person that you are too. So it's kind of interesting how it goes, right? So, and again, look at the people that are coming in here causing problems. This is the same thing that happened on Wednesday. It's happening here. Just let it play out on the top chat for a little bit, because when the replay is there, you can go back and watch it. Or the people that want to see things, you can see what's on here. Like, I would never go to another channel, and I would never tell anybody here to go to another channel and do that. And maybe the person on there is not, maybe they have trolls, or maybe they have people sticking up for them to come be the aggressor here. Or maybe it's that person, or maybe it's someone they know. Maybe it's there, right? I don't know. It's just one of those things, you just don't know what is actually the real deal, because that person's never going to say, yeah, I did it. They're never going to, say, I was the one that did this, or I did this, or I told people to do that. They're going to deny to the die. That's it. They're just going to say it to the end. They're never going to give anything in. It's just crazy. So, and then I'm thinking to myself, man, I should take a break or calm down a little bit. And then I'm like, nah, man, that's what they want. That's what these people want to do. They want you to stop doing what you do, being successful. So, because they think if you go down low, if we push you down, if they have a thing where they can do this, I mean, it's also thinking about it too. I think Jeannie brought up the good point in the comments. Why did that YouTube channel not go after the people that wrote the comments? Not me. The person that wrote the comments. I was just sharing the comments. I didn't write them. I was just saying and putting two and two together, building up the facts and the stuff that's there, right? But again, we'll see the people that are coming here and causing problems. That's the people that are coming at them. They're the aggressors. The people here are the victims, right? It's just crazy to think about it too. It's like, I don't want to bring up Better Call Saul, but if you're watching Better Call Saul right now, which I hope you are, and there's a part in there, there's a character there that's like, I know what's going on, but he can't prove it or can't show it. And at times you're like, oh my God, what is happening here? Like, it's just like, he knows something is not right, and it's just crazy for what it is. And I know, and it's not nearly to that extent here. I know people, and I want to say thank you to everybody, probably 99% of the people in here that come into the stream right now, and also have said nice things on Instagram and Facebook and, on YouTube, of course. Thank you for showing me support and love, and it means the world to me, especially when people are attacking, harassing, and bullying, or trying to at least. It's always good to know that people have your back, and they appreciate what you do, and know they vouch for you, basically, right? Too. So it's just one of those things where it's YouTube, so it doesn't really matter that much, but it's something that has, like, imagine if you built something from scratch for 6-7 years, right? And then people just want to come here and chop it down and break it down and all that hard work you've done and try to ruin what you've done. You can either, if it doesn't mean anything to you, you can just leave and give it up. But if it means a lot to you, if the relationship or the experience or the channel or whatever means a lot to you, you fight for it. Hence why the name is Fight For Us, my book series, Fight For Us. Because I'm, not me, but Brian is the character fighting for his loved ones and his people there too. And there's a double meaning behind it, and there's some symbolism and all the stuff behind it. It's not just a zombie apocalypse story. And that's what I think is really good in stories and shows and movies and everything. There's like symbolism to it. And there's the bigger story behind the story and stuff that means a lot to it as well. It's just like, I just want to be, I care about people that care about me and help me, and I help the people that want to be helped too. And there's a saying and a phrase or a mindset, whatever you want to say it, right? It's definitely, what? Dude, you're not a patch on Drake? What does that even mean? What are these phrases like that people are saying here? Like, I don't understand this. Is it from the UK or whatever? Like, what are these phrases that people are saying? Like, I don't know what that means. Come on, bro. I'm from New Jersey, man. Get real. So ultimately, it's crazy to think that people will try to bring you down on there as well. And hey, Dawn. So, but it's all right. It's going to be one of those things that the drama there. I feel like it's like Biggie and Tupac. If anybody remembers the East Coast, West versus West Coast kind of thing, it's kind of funny. You know, I'm in the United States, and the channel's not in the United States, and the people that are there from the United States as well. And it's like, you know, it's like, what is it, man? And it's not that serious. It's YouTube. It's really not that serious. It's not a big deal with it. But all I can say is, like, hurry up, July. We'll have Stranger Things back on TV, and we'll get the Comic-Con trailer. You know, we'll get all this stuff. It's crazy to think that there's this lull with stuff. And, you know, we're coming up on the final 8 episodes of The Walking Dead. I'm excited for it, but also kind of, you know, I wouldn't say upset, because I'm kind of ready for it to end. I just want to see how it's going to end. And then with the spinoffs and other stuff there too, it probably isn't going to feel like a true ending as well. So, because imagine like you have the ending and then like, wait, there's more. And you're like, what? So it didn't end. It didn't end. Jonathan Wilder Q&A. Can you rap? If so, make a diss track. No, I mean, I probably could get some stuff together and write it up like Eminem, but I wouldn't say I'm a rapper by any means. That's for sure. If I put things together, I could probably do it. But then it'd be like, oh no, it's a this, and you're going at this person, and blah blah blah. Hence a diss track, you know, like if you know how stuff works and music and the rap game, that's what happens with it. But you know, it's just funny how things happen, and I don't know. Rob Rishel, Q&A, Bri. When does everything air again? Comic-Con, Better Call Saul, Tales, The Walking Dead Mothership. So Comic-Con is July 21st through the 24th. Better Call Saul comes back July 11th, I believe, for the final back half of Season 6. Tales of The Walking Dead is August 14th on AMC and AMC Plus. But on AMC Plus, you get episode 101 and 102. And The Walking Dead, we don't know just yet. It's definitely means we don't know if it's going to be the end of September. There's been rumors that it's September 25th or October, the beginning of October as well too. So, and it's also funny when people write like Mike Chang or Chung or whatever his name is. It's when people say like you're not caught up for YouTube. You're not designed for YouTube, or you're not cut out for YouTube. Like, what is cut out for YouTube? What does that mean? Like, you can do whatever you want to do on YouTube. You can have a bunch of comments, you can have no comments, you can have a bunch of videos that do this, and you can have educational stuff, entertainment as well. You can do all that. But how are you going to tell someone what they can and cannot do? You're not cut out for this. Like, that's really rude and disrespectful for anybody to say anything what you cannot do. Like, there's a line that says, don't let anybody tell you what to do, or don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Well, actually, let them tell you, because you can't stop them from telling, right? Prove them wrong. Let that fuel you, right? Let the negativity and the people like these trolls and stuff like that as well. So, you know what's funny too about this? Like, I hope nobody in here, as you know, you can go to the other channel on YouTube and ask questions, and you may get blocked, or you may get this, or maybe they'll talk with you. They'll probably attack you, but maybe they'll talk with you, right? So what's happening is, like, I would never tell any of my people to go to another channel and cause problems, unless the person's causing problems here. And I don't think it's problems versus problems equal solutions. It's problems equal, you need solutions. Let's solve this stuff, move on from it, or whatever. But you're not going to be able to control people whatsoever. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to be trolls. They're going to cause problems. It's what it is. We can put up safeguards to the channel and put up stuff and put up here on block, erase, delete, whatever it is. You know, we can do all that stuff. Now we just have to be reactive to it and proactive a little bit for certain things as well. But for the line to say, don't let anyone tell you what you can and cannot do, or you can't do something, no, they're going to tell you anyway. You can't stop them. But let them talk. Let them talk. Let your actions be bigger than that too, right? There's been a lot of people that have said to me that I cannot do something. You shouldn't do that because it's going to be this, or you shouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. But you don't live for them. You live for you. You keep doing what you do, right? And there's going to be enough people that it's hilarious. Like, the more people that come here and say that I'm attacking this person, I'm doing that, it just proves and shows that they're the attackers and the aggressors. Like, they're the ones coming here and causing problems, right? Like, it's just hilarious. Like let the person come in here and write their little comments to say, and say what it is about me and that channel, or how I'm this to that channel or whatever, when they're showing you their true colors. Like, I have nothing but respect for people on YouTube who do it the right way and, want to build a community and want to do things right and show things the right way and educate, entertain, motivate, inspire, be good role models and stuff like that. But I also want the community to be well. Like I said it before in the other video, you can subscribe to as many channels as you want. It's not like you have 5 subscriptions and that's it. You could subscribe to as many channels as you want. So you can subscribe to my channel and their channel and their channel and this channel and this channel. You can subscribe to all the different Walking Dead channels. And I hope you do. And probably a lot of people in here do. And that's good. I want you to. I want you to have difference of opinion. And I want you to see different views and mindsets on it. We need to do that in the world more often, right? We can't live in our own little bubbles and say, this is how we do it because this is my viewpoint and I'm right. Because mommy and daddy or grandma have told me I'm right my whole life. That's not the way it works, because your viewpoint may not be the right one. Especially if you're harming another person on there too. Like, it's crazy to think that people think they're right because they want to actually cause harm to other people. Like, I would never say that's okay, because that's not okay. In my opinion, at least, right? But some people do. Some people want to do that. Or they justify it by doing that. Well, he's actually the one doing this. See, he's the one. He's the one. Looking in the mirror like he's the one. It's not me. What? Come on now. Ridiculous. Christopher Schober, do you think that they're still going to do the Rick Grimes movie? I hope so, Chris. I mean, I really hope in Comic-Con we're going to get some news. So in less than a month, because it goes from July 21st through the 24th, and when we hit the July 26th, like right now it's June 26th, so in a month it'll be July 26th. I hope we get some information. And if people don't ask the questions to Gimple and Kirkman and Nicotero and whoever else, people need to ask that, and they need to give the answers to say. And I don't want to hear like, oh, we're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it. You've been working on it forever. Like, it's been since season 9. It's been crazy that he's been gone for so long. Like, it's just so long that they were working on it. And it's like, one, they have to confirm that they're going to do it or not. But I don't know. I hope so. If it doesn't happen, then it's not going to happen. What can we do, right? I can't say anything about The Walking Dead that they're going to listen to. Like, hey, guys, you got to make the Rick movies. And they're like, oh, yeah, buddy, we got to worry about our own budgeting and writing and, all the different things that is to take a movie. I would be happy with it even being just a series, a Rick Grimes series, a 6-episode series. But then it's like movies. Like, if you're making 6 episodes that are like 45 minutes each, just make the movies. Like, what are you doing? Because basically their shows, the stuff are movie quality too. So why not just do it? Marshall Moonshack, Q&A, will Homelander die in The Boys? I don't know. That's a good question, Marshall. I don't want to give too much about The Boys, but I watched the recent episode called Herogasm, and that is pretty crazy. That's for sure. But the big news is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan wants to be on the show, and I know that there was talks that he may be on the show this season, but if it was next season, season 4, there's talks right now that they want to bring him on, and he's good friends with Jensen Ackles, who plays Soldier Boy on there too. So, like Jesse, let's see, I wanted to show that because it was pretty funny, like. Hilarious how these people like, I should keep it private. It's the same stuff he was saying to me in the stuff. Like, it was hilarious. Like, all these comments, right, from people that are sticking up for this person was stuff that he said to me in the Instagram posts or the messages. Like, it's just basically all the same stuff. Maybe a little different verbiage and stuff as well. But, oh, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Again, right? But, so The Boys is good. Season 3 has been really good. Another show I recommend is Umbrella Academy on Netflix. It's the 3rd season. It's different so far. I like the first 2 seasons, and I'm enjoying this season. It's got a different feel to it because Ellen Page is now Elliot Page. So she transitioned from a girl to a boy, or a woman to a man. And they kind of cover that in the show. You know, her name is Vanya in the first 2 seasons, and they cover that actually in the show, which is kind of cool and kind of nice, because we all know, if you're a fan of, you know, Ellen Page, you know that she's Elliot Page now. And whether you agree with it, disagree with it, or whatever, he's a human being, right? And the pronouns, this and that, it's all, you know, people get bent out of shape by them and stuff, and it's a little crazy to keep track sometimes of what would want to be called or this and that. But either way, Elliot Page is doing a good job as in the show, and they cover that topic there too. But it's the Umbrella Academy, and they're kind of going on with the Sparrow Academy, which the timelines, because they jump around with time and timelines, and you know, it's pretty cool. It's a different kind of show, and I'm glad it's back on, and it's on Netflix. And if you haven't seen it, definitely watch the first 2 and now 3 seasons too. Isaiah Reyna Jr. Bri, have you watched Dark Winds? I have not. I know that's on AMC. That's kind of like their new show. I have not seen it, but I've heard good things. I know people have liked it too. Rob K. Stanley Cup Game 6 tonight. That's true. I personally thought that the Lightning would have lost last game because they're so banged up. But they're back now in Tampa. And I'm rooting for them. Like, I hope the Lightning are going to win. I thought Colorado overall was just a better team. They're faster. They just had more time off. I don't know about their injuries, but I'm rooting for the Lightning, that's for sure. So if they do well, make a Game 7. You know, you never know what could happen. Can they win 3 in a row and actually win the Stanley Cup for a 3-peat? So that'd be kind of crazy. So if they win 3 in a row and they win 3 in a row Stanley Cups, that's a way to do it. But I think Colorado is a good team, and if they win, good for Colorado too. It's a long time coming for them. I remember watching them back in the day in the early 2000s. So it's been like 20 years since their last Stanley Cup. You know, either team that wins, it's kind of cool to see. That's for sure. Marshall Moonshot says, Tim, my favorite was Maeve, and at least is Homelander. So you're talking about the Boys. I like the dynamic of it, and I like the different superheroes, and it's crazy where it's going. So I kind of want to see what's happening with it. I don't know what they're going to do with Homelander, so I don't want to give too much away if you don't watch it. But Homelander is basically like Superman, and it's got the feel like, how do you defeat Superman? He's got to have a weakness, but we haven't seen a weakness for Homelander. So I don't know. It's crazy to think about, you know, how you're going to defeat him. I guess if he's bulletproof or whatever proof, you know, it's going to be tough to beat. Jonathan Wider, sorry. Q&A: if the Rick movies or series don't happen, how will they answer the missing Rick Grimes and Michonne situation? That's true. I don't know how they'll do that. That's a great point and a great question. You know, when it's coming to an end, stuff just wraps up and they're like, boop, done. See it, done. Right? So the fact of it is that they need to answer those questions, because Rick went away, then Michonne went away, and now we don't know what's going to happen with them. We were supposed to have Rick Grimes movies, still waiting. Michonne, last seen, went to some group or found some group, still waiting. So I hope it's answered. I'd be fine with having a Michonne series or even 4 episodes or something, but she's doing different stuff. You know, she has different projects, and, you know, I think it's like Richard III she's involved with. I don't know if it's a movie or play or what it is, but I saw something. So I don't know. It's one of those things where I hope Michonne comes back. Michonne's my favorite character. Denai Guerrera is really awesome. I got to meet her a couple times, and she's really cool. And Andrew Lincoln, I hope he comes back. It'd be one of those things where imagine if they do end. That'd be so. But that's what shows do. A lot of shows, they end pretty terribly. They are so out of it that they end, boop, done. What about all that stuff? Well, who cares? It's over. It doesn't matter. It's done with. It's over. Don't worry about it. No. And The Walking Dead's going to end one way or another, and stuff's going to get answered or not, and, some stuff's going to happen, and we're going to lose some characters and gain some characters, and we're going to have stuff and spin-offs, and I don't know. I hopefully stuff gets more and stuff. I hope more and more stuff gets answered than stuff gets questions added. The Rick stuff needs to get answered. The Michonne stuff needs to get answered. The variant cohort walkers, to me, that doesn't have to get answered. It's really not that big a deal. But we need Rick. We need Michonne. We need people coming back together. I want Rick to see his son. I want Judith to see Rick again. We want to have all these stuff coming together. There was these reunions. It was always a big deal when our group was together and then they split up or went their separate ways and then they were reunited. Like when Carol saves the group at Terminus, that's a big deal, especially when everyone's reunited and Daryl hugs Carol. It's a nice, great moment, and we need that again. And we don't need the Hallmark happy ending in the series or in all the story of the universe, but it kind of does end that way in the comics. It just basically kind of ends. Walkers really aren't a problem anymore. Michonne's the judge at the Commonwealth. Maggie's running things there. Carl and Sophia and their child is kind of doing their own thing. And that's kind of what happens. The end. I guess it's a good enough ending that can happen, but it just makes sense to be like that for the great scheme of the story, not just the main show, how it truly wants to end too. So Taylor Tay says, Rick and Daryl going to reunite in Europe, fingers crossed. That would be awesome. That would really help out the show, the Daryl show. I think a lot of people would watch that. But kind of the way The Walking Dead does some stuff, they spoil some stuff, like, oh yeah, Madison's going to return, and then she returns, and then you're like, well, we kind of knew she was coming back. It kind of ruined the surprise when she just came back. Imagine if she just came back. That kind of would have been good, but I don't know. Rob Bristol says, hoping for a Gene the Cinnabon Man spinoff. So I saw something about, Rob, from Breaking Bad about Hank, if they were going to do a spinoff about Hank. Because if you can keep the Breaking Bad franchise going, why not do it, right? Get anybody you can from Breaking Bad that was kind of a prequel story, that didn't die or who was left alive. Would you want to see like Walt Jr.? Would you want to see his story afterwards? I don't know. Would you want to see Kim Wexler's story? That'd be kind of cool. And for people who watch Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, you're like, who are these characters? But so Better Call Saul ending this summer, comes back July 11th, I believe, too. So Animal Kingdom is a Sunday show. That airs tonight. I watched the first 2 episodes because on TNT they played the first 2 episodes. So Animal Kingdom, the 3rd episode will air tonight. And it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, it's a good show. I recommend it. I believe you can watch it on Amazon is where I saw it, the first 5 seasons. And it's worth watching. Like, it really is. Like, it's good quality storytelling. It's kind of like realistic stuff, too. Like, it's a crazy family situation, family drama, basically. But I recommend it. And I don't think enough people watch that show. Like, when I did that poll of Animal Kingdom, I think the majority of the people said, what's Animal Kingdom? Or they don't watch the show. And I'm like, man, it's a good show on there, too. It's got good actors, good acting, good story. And I highly recommend it, for sure. Isaiah Spry, what are your thoughts on Madison being back on Fear the Walking Dead? So, Madison coming back to me doesn't make sense because they killed her off in season 4. And then they were like, well, we left it open-ended. Did they, though? I mean, they had her in memoriam. They said all this stuff. The actress was like, I'm done with the show. And then she came back, 3 seasons later. So it was something that, Fear the Walking Dead is a mess. It's all over the place. It's a show that has never really got their act together. I don't know. Like, from the beginning, they wanted to distance themselves and have nothing to do with The Walking Dead. So it's like, why would you want to do that? You're setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion, if you don't want to connect at all or have some sort of connection with the main show that really was. Walking Dead will go down as one of the biggest shows ever. In the heyday of it, it's crazy, right? It's crazy to think that hold on. See, it's crazy. Like, this person is just hilarious. Like, you stand with the person, good. Then go stand on their channel, bro. Like, just get out of here. Get out of here. Like, don't come back, go to the channel. Like it's just crazy that these people come from another channel to cause problems. But that's what people do, though. They want to cause problems. They want to stir the pot. And I'm getting them. I'm getting them. See what I'm doing here? See what I'm doing here? It's like, get a life, man. Just get a life. It's crazy. But people do that. They're never going to stop doing that. It's just one of those things. It's just hilarious. And I get it, guys. I know people are always like, don't feel the trolls. Don't give them anything. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. But like, when enough people are coming at you and at you and at you and at you that they're too, I'm not just going to sit here and get punched in the face over and over and over and over again and be like, yeah, don't give them anything. Don't give them anything. It's just hilarious, right? So, but come to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, and then they'll leave the channel and subscribe. So I guess that's what people were doing, right? There are people from that channel coming in to subscribe and then leave. Like, that's a cool thing to do. But karma's a bee, man. Karma is a bee. What goes around comes around. That's all I can say. My conscience is clear, and I said what I said. People come to the channel, they post comments, I talk about the comments, and I'm somehow the bad guy, right? But it's all right. It's a matter of perspective. Perception is reality. That person wants to do that, do what they do, and it's not a competition, but I guess it is for that person, right? I saw this somewhere too, where they said somebody working hard and doing more than you will never just go around and put people down. Like, they ain't got time for that. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, I have a YouTube channel. I got a book series that I'm on chapter 3 of my final edit. My wife is on chapter 16 of her edit. So she'll be wrapping up hers, and then I'll finish mine. I got my proof. Looks good. Just got to wrap up the story and make sure it's good that way, and then it'll be out. It'll be out in July, and we're on track for it, and we're doing well, and the story's really coming together, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. It's really going to fit in well if you read In 100 Days, the 3-part series, part 1, 2, and 3. If you read that book, and you're going to read the next book, Reckless, Fight for Us Reckless, book 16, it really connects the dots really well between those stories, in my opinion, obviously. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, would Maggie Waggy ever give Glenn a chance if the zombie apocalypse never happened in the universe? I don't know. That's a great question, right? So if you are say you go to a community, right, and there's only so many men, so many women, people have to kind of like start getting together, right, to procreate and continue the world and just repopulate the planet. So I don't know. I mean, there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell if Glenn and Maggie would have got together. And like, imagine if Maggie ordered a pizza and Glenn was the pizza boy and delivered it. And then she was like, I just met this cute boy. I'm going to have to keep ordering pizzas from them. And they get together. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's no way to tell. But the big question is, what do you think draws Maggie and Negan to New York? Right? Like, what do you think what's the reason behind that? If it's not Herschel, if it's not Annie, if it's not CRM, if it's not something that somebody's kidnapped, how do they get there? On a boat, on a train, on a plane, on horseback? I don't know. It's one of those things that you never know. But I remember last live stream, we brought up the question, what are you more excited for, the Daryl show or the Maggie and Negan show? I think that's a good poll. I think I'll do that poll question this week. But it's a good poll right now for it, too. And I said, or I think somebody asked me that question. And I said the Maggie and Negan show I'm more excited for because I think it's going to be pretty good with the story. I think it'll be the best drawing in. The Daryl thing, I think, is going to be really far-fetched, in my opinion. Like, how does he get to Europe? What's the journey? What's the adventure? Like, why does Daryl go by himself? Or does he go by himself? Because it was supposed to be the Daryl and Carol show, but now it's going to be just Daryl. Does the story still fit that it's not Carol and Carol's not there? Yeah. Taylor, what was Taylor's question? Do I think they're going to kill off a lot of our people at the ending? So do I think what's I don't think so. I think more people are going to be alive than not. I think when going into the third part filming, I thought we were going to start losing people. But I think that they want to keep people alive because if they're alive, they have the possibility of having their own spin-off. If they're killed off, there's no possibility of that, right? So if we know that Daryl, Carol, Maggie, and Negan are going to be alive, but if you kill off some other big characters, there's no option of them to have their own show or connect with Fear the Walking Dead or the Rick movies or one way or another, too. So I think enough people are going to be left alive to, one, have their own spinoff or connect with Fear the Walking Dead or connect with the Rick movies or Tales of the Walking Dead or whatever, however they want to do it, too. So I really hope Tales of the Walking Dead is a good show because it will really open up the idea for a second season because the first season looks to be a bunch of new characters and Alpha. Possibly Tyrese, but we haven't seen him in the trailer. We haven't seen him anything like that, too. So the idea of Tyrese coming back around is pretty cool, but I do like the idea of them answering some questions with the Tales of the Walking Dead could be the plot hole show, right? So you could fill in what happened with characters in the Walking Dead universe that we still have questions about. Like there's a bunch of questions. What jumps out at me is Winnie. That's one that could definitely be answered and should be answered. It's not a big deal, but it is kind of a big deal, too. Stuff like that. Fill in the plot holes. Fill in the stuff there. And any way you can connect with the show, the main show, other shows, spin-offs, Fear the Walking Dead, CRM, World Beyond, it works. I think it just works, too. And I think that's what it should be. But, again, we don't write for the show. I don't know. Like, I know that Gimple once, when he was being interviewed, I think, at San Diego Comic-Con last year or one of the different Zoom call, maybe Talking Dead things, that he was talking about the future of the Walking Dead universe, and the future of the Walking Dead is bright. We're going to have all these different things, and stuff is going to be there, and they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And he likes the funny. He likes funny stuff. He likes comedy. Or he says, I like the funny. I like the funny. So the funny is comedy. So I hope that Tales of the Walking Dead is not like trying to be too comedic, too funny, Rob Burchell says, Q&A, not a very nice thought, but maybe that's the end of the universe by killing off everyone. So, yeah, pretty much you do the zombie stories and movies and shows and comics and all that stuff is typically everyone lives, everyone dies, a couple people live, the world ends, the zombies win, they make it to an island or a sanctuary, a community, a stronghold, a settlement, and that's it. Like the survivors started off in a big group, 10 people, and now it's down to like 2 or 3, and they make it somewhere. An island, a settlement, whatever, But I know Robert Kirkman has said a couple things, that he never wants to have the origin of the zombie apocalypse. He's not going to be that, so he'll agree with the blue meth or the space spores or this or that. He'll be trolling. He'll be, messing with the people there. And he always wanted to have, he didn't want to have the cure. He said he didn't want to do the origin of the zombie apocalypse. He didn't want to do the cure angle because that's been there, done that. And he wanted to have the story go on and on and on and be like, which is a great point. When you watch the movies, you get to the island, then what happens? You get to the place, then what happens? I always wanted to know what happened after that. And that's why he made The Walking Dead. The zombie apocalypse story that goes on and on and on and on, too. Rob K. You know what Walking Dead really needs? Another animal, like a pet ferret. Oh, man. Who would have the ferret, though? That's pretty funny. I hope it's not a dream angle, Rob Rishel. I hope it's not that way, too. So I hope it's not like, oh, we wake up and Rick's in the... So Rick gets shot, goes to the hospital, and he dreams all this stuff and wakes up. And there's a funny cartoon of Rick waking up in the hospital, and there's Shane, Lori, and Carl, and everyone's looking at Rick in bed, and Lori asks, Andrea, who's Rick? Who's Andrea? Because in the comic, Rick ends up with Andrea. And you're like, what? You're like, it's pretty funny. But yeah, guys, so hopefully we'll get some new information coming up pretty soon about The Walking Dead. We may have to wait until Comic-Con, which is July 21st through the 24th. And I hope it's like the first day, so it'd be great at the 21st, so it's less than a month away for Comic-Con. Hopefully we get another trailer or trailers. Hopefully we get some trailer stuff for Walking Dead. Maybe a short little trailer of Fear the Walking Dead would be pretty cool, because if they've been filming now for a little bit, I don't know if they started filming in May or June, but you could film for like 6 weeks before Comic-Con. If you filmed June and then half of July, that's about 6 weeks or so, give or take. So you could film for that, get a little bit of trailer stuff in the first couple episodes, and make a little teaser thing about it. You could do that for sure. Tales of the Walking Dead, I would love to see a little bit more involvement with it. And then, of course, the Walking Dead information about the Rick stuff and on there as well. But that's coming up, guys. It'll be here before you know it. Comic-Con is always a good deal. And I believe it's in person this year. I believe it's in San Diego Comic-Con at the convention hall. And so, which will be cool to see. I don't mind the pre-recorded Zoom stuff that they post on YouTube, because that's kind of cool too. And but it's always kind of a cool thing to see the panels with people in person. And I think with COVID dying down a lot compared to the previous years, I think we'll have the expectation of having some of the cast there from different shows, and it'd be pretty cool to have that too. And I really hope we get Rick Grimes news, whatever, and Michonne news, and whatever news we want to know more about. Because at that time, the final Walking Dead part hasn't aired yet. It's just definitely something that we want to see where it's going. And I know I'm just like you guys. I want more information. I want stuff to know. And I was hoping that place had actual legit footage or photos or information about the Rick Grimes alleged filming stuff about it just was cool to see potentially the information and have it spread around. And they were like, by the middle of May, we'll have the information. Now it's the end of June, and we still don't have any photos or pictures of it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the alleged filming stuff, test footage of Rick Grimes in a firefight situation. So I don't know. It's definitely one of those things where we're like, man, I would love to see actually that footage to know they actually shot something too, if it's photos or something. But maybe it's real, maybe it's not. Only time will tell. It'd be really cool. Like we got a post-credit series season, or the sequence or scene of in World Beyond, because that's the first Walking Dead show that ended, and we had the post-credit scene. The Walking Dead has to have a post-credit scene, right? I mean, when you watch Marvel movies, you're looking for the mid-credit scene, the post-credit scene, the different scenes in there. And I think a lot of movies should have that, whether it be bloopers or continuation of the story a little bit, or another little scene in the credits are playing. That's always good to see when movies do that. I enjoy that. I wish more movies would do that. And when The Walking Dead ends, there's got to be at least a big, juicy, good scene setting up the future of The Walking Dead. Whether it's CRM and Rick, or CRM in Europe, or something. You know, we got to have something set up for a post-credit sequence here, because it makes you excited for the future of it. And I hope they will too. But ultimately, guys, thank you for being here. I'll be going for another 5 minutes, but I always want to just say thank you for, it just means the world to me when stuff like this happens. And I know some people are tired of it and they don't want me to post videos like that on there too, but I'm a human being and I'm going to share stuff and be transparent. And, you know, when I got crazy stuff going on, I'm like, what? This is the stuff that's happening in the comments and stuff there too. And then, you know, stuff that's going on in my life and whatever. It's just not a Walking Dead channel where I just talk about Walking Dead and that's it. You know, it's turned into a community, stuff to talk about with, you know, my life and stuff that's going on there and your lives. And we're there to, you know, be there for each other, inspire, motivate, educate, entertain, laugh, sometimes take our mind off of the drama and everything too. We're there for each other too. So it's crazy to think when people are like, dude, enough of this. Who cares? I care. And it's my channel, so I'm going to put it up there, right? And the people are like that come here for certain things, certain avenue. We're going to cover that and more. We cover that and a whole lot more. But it is what it is. And again, I stand by the line. When someone says, don't let people tell you what to do. No, let them tell you and prove them wrong. Fuel your fire with that. Keep doing what you do, man. Keep doing it. Keep grinding. Keep working hard. Don't give up. Keep working hard. You can do it. You can do it. How about a vote for the most attractive walker? I don't know, man. That's crazy. Attractive walker? Is there such a thing? Right? Wilson, Q&A. Is the tales of the series set before Fear the Walking Dead or maybe like during season 3 of The Walking Dead? I don't know. Like, we don't know. Well, the alpha stuff is going to definitely be before she came around, because it's got to be a prequel, because we know what happened with her and Negan, you know? So we know that she is going to be there at some point between the origin we saw on The Walking Dead and then also her demise. So somewhere in between that. Don't know if we're going to see a young Lydia or what's happening. You know, it'd be kind of cool to see some more characters show up in that series. It's just hard to tell when some of these characters, when the timeline is. I wouldn't be too worried about the timeline, because I would assume that a majority of these characters are going to die off in the same episode, right? It's kind of like you meet a new character and they're done. They're gone. They're done. I saw a thing on Amazon, I think, and it was called, it's called Creep Show. And I don't know if it's Creep Show 2 or whatever, but the first 2 stories on it. The first story is about a Native American statue that comes to life and takes out these people that killed these store owners. And then the second story is this blob that was in the lake there. And I remember seeing the blob with the lake when I was like a little kid. And I was like, man, what is this? So we watched it. And I feel like that's what Tales of the Walking Dead is going to be. A story that's self-contained, bottle episodes, and like stuff like that. Or like Tales from the Crypt, like John says. You know, yeah, Creep Show 2. Thanks, Rob K. Yeah, that's old Chief Woodenhead. And it's, you know, Rob Savini is the voice of the thing, and they got people involved with that too. And I know they remade Creep Show, Greg Nicotero, and they remade it. But I think that's what it's going to be like for Tales of the Walking Dead kind of thing too. So, no, I guess it's a movie. It's not on Shudder. It's on Amazon. I watched it on Amazon Prime. But the new Creep Show, I believe, is on Shudder. I actually haven't seen that with Greg Nicotero and his involvement with that. And I know Kaylee Fleming's in that, and I want to say Josh McDermott, but I know Kaylee Fleming's in one of them. Something to do with a dollhouse, and I don't know if the dolls come to life or what it is too. So Tim Simmons says, "Bro, your channel is my favorite. Wish when there's no Walking Dead new series going on, you would get into Yellowstone and its spinoffs." Yeah, I mean, I've seen those, Tim. I love talking about Yellowstone and 1883. I'm excited for 4-6's Ranch, and then I forget what is it? Is it 1893 or what's the next show coming up on there? My guy Taylor Sheridan is awesome. He's a great writer. He's actually in Yellowstone. He's the guy that does the horse training and stuff. And I believe what I saw a story about, they're all his horses too. But I love Yellowstone and the stuff there too. So yeah, I don't mind talking about that. If you guys watch Yellowstone, I would love to talk about that as too, and the Dutton family and Rip and all those guys. It's pretty cool too. So Rob Case says, if you like Creep Show, watch Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt, yeah, from the Crypt Keeper, man. Remember that crazy guy? The Crypt Keeper. Man, what a crazy thing. Last one, Marshall Moonshot. Q&A, are you excited for the Game of Thrones spinoff? I think it's House of the Dragon, and not sure the name. Yeah, House of the Dragon. That comes, that airs August. I don't know when in August. I want to say like middle of August. But House of Dragon, I'm going to watch that. The Targaryens and the big dragons and everything there too. I hope it's good, and I hope there's a lot of dragons, and I hope the story makes sense. Yeah, Tim, since 1932, which changed to 1923. Yeah, so I know it was like 19 something, but I enjoyed 1883 with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It was a good series. But yeah, House of the Dragon, and then also the latest thing is the Jon Snow sequel. That if they do that right, like they bring back Tormund and Ghost and a couple of things like that, that could be that could be a great show, because the way Game of Thrones ended was pretty weak, but it's pretty crazy. So yeah, 1883 is pretty depressing, but it was a good series as well too. Taylor Sheridan's in that too. But all right, guys, that's my time. Thank you for being here. Sorry about the trolls and stuff, but we knew they were going to come because you know what's been going on, and it looks like we'll see. We'll have it under control for the channel, and we'll put up our things to control it a little bit. But thank you, guys. Remember, keep working hard. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. Keep working hard. Don't let people you can't do it. Actually, let them talk, and you can get it done. I'll be back next Sunday.